So, what is magic? And yes, magic, it is real. Magic really does exist. But before you think about something stupid or before you say something stupid, no, I'm not talking about Disney magic. No, I'm not talking about a flying carpet. No, I'm not talking about how you can say a spell and something immediately changes from one state to another state. That is not magic. That is just movies. And because of the magic of movies, when people think about magic, the next thought that comes into their little brains is something wrong. So let me explain what magic is. Magic is the change, or magic is the redirecting or the changing of reality to align with your will, to align with your desire. Magic is shaping reality, changing reality so it can align with your will or your desire, right? And the first rule of magic is already inside of you. The magic is not inside of a wand or inside of a hat. The magic starts inside of you with your will, with your desire. The magic is already inside of you, and people use tools so these tools can center in or concentrate on their desire. Okay, so with that being the case, with that being said, let's talk about magic. Let's talk about Harry Potter. Let's talk about other stuff. So you guys know the story about Harry Potter. Harry is a wizard. His parents end up dying. They end up passing away. And Harry Potter is an orphan. He finds out he's a wizard later in the series. And he goes to Hogwarts so he can learn about witchcraft and wizardry and etc. So we know that one of the main things we see in Harry Potter is Harry Potter has a wand, right? And the thing about wands is wands go all the way back to the ancient Egyptians. And ancient Egyptians and people in the ancient world, when they had these wands were a way for people to channel their desires, channel their will, channel their outcome. And wands were supposed to represent the finger of the gods, the finger of the deity. So when you see somebody holding a wand, that wand or that staff or that stick, and you even see this, by the way, with Moses. Moses has a staff in his hand. Now, what makes Moses' staff different from the wands and the other staff that would have been around Moses is these other staffs and wands, they would have had iconography or they would have had images of their deities on their wands, on their staffs. But in Moses' case, Moses doesn't have an image of his deity on his wand or on his staff. It's blank. But you can see that Moses' staff, it holds the power of the God, the finger of the God, the finger of Yahweh. So Moses' staff is supposed to represent the finger of Yahweh. The Egyptian pharaoh, he would have had a staff as well, and his staff would have represented the staff of Ra or whatever god at that time in Egyptian history they would have been worshiping. And so, when it comes to magic and things like that, there is correlation between magic and the Bible. Obviously, there's correlation between magic and Harry Potter. And what you see in the wizarding world of Harry Potter is they have wands. Well, that idea of wands, like I said, it goes back to the ancient Near East. It goes back to Egypt. Now, how does magic work? How do these wands work in the magical world of Harry Potter, and how does magic work in real life? Well, like I said, the magic is already inside of you, right? And what these wands or staffs, what they do is they help the wizard or witch or warlock or person channel that energy into a more direct place. So a wand is basically a conduit to where the energy can be transferred into. This actually, you see this a lot when people do magical spells. They light candles, and lighting a candle is a way to direct that energy into the object. Basically, you're channeling your desire into the candle. You're channeling your desire into the wand. You're channeling your desire into et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you see that in Harry Potter, where they hold these wands and then they speak, right? They speak. They use words so they can manifest what they want to come to be. And their wand helps them change reality according to their word. So they use their word. Isaiah 55:11, it talks about how so shall my word be. It shall not return back to me void, but it shall accomplish everything that I speak. Right? It shall accomplish everything I speak, and it shall basically accomplish whatever it is where I send it. You know, Isaiah 55:11. I always mess up Isaiah 55:11. I would actually get it. I can't get it. I had to close my laptop for a minute. This is all live in real time, by the way, y'all. Like, there are no jump cuts or anything like that as I'm talking to y'all. But Isaiah 55:11, I actually read it for you guys. But you see this concept in Harry Potter a little bit. So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, or it shall not return to me void, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose and shall succeed in the thing for which I send it. So you see that concept in Harry Potter, and you see that concept in a lot of other movies about magic where people will speak a spell, people will speak their desire, and through the magic that they transfer into their wand or into their staff, reality changes to their desire. Now, like I said, real magic doesn't work that way. It takes time for real magic to work, and real magic doesn't work in the way that the movies show it. But I'm just making parallels for this video for all the Harry Potter fans. So that type of magic, when people are using words to direct their intention, that magic would be more defined as like word of mouth magic, magic by word of mouth. You see this even in the Bible. You see this in the Bible when God brings the world into being. He says, "Let there be light," and boom, the world comes into being, and he's able to do things and do this and do that. And in Genesis chapter 1, God is using his words to bring things into reality. God is using his word as power to manifest things. And the whole idea behind this in the ancient world is, in the ancient world, the most powerful person in the ancient world was a king. And when a king would want to bring things into being, he would speak to his servants, and his servants would do what he wanted, and he would change reality based on his word. So the concept is, if a king can shape reality based on his words, how much more can a deity change reality and cause things to be based off of his word? So you see that concept in Harry Potter and in these movies. When they speak, they bring things into being with their word. And the thing that channels that energy from their mouth is their wand, right? So you hear them giving out spells like Avada Kedavra, right? And they speak that, right? They speak that, the wand channels the energy, and boom, the spell is able to manifest. Now, in the real world, people can use wands, people can use magic or staffs, but the way how people do magic today is they use candles. And Christianity is not divorced from this. They wouldn't call it magic. It would be really taboo for Christians to call it magic. But even when Christians pray, Catholics, when they pray, they light candles, and these candles are conduits for their words. And even when people blow candles out, when you blow a candle out, I know some people believe that in magic, when people blow a candle out, it blows out their intention, but it's actually the opposite. When you blow a candle out, the candle obviously releases smoke, and the smoke travels into the air. And I talk about this in my books. I talk about how the ancient Israelites used to believe the world was. And in the ancient world, people would give sacrifices and people would light fires. And they used to believe that the smoke from the fire would travel up into the heavenly realm. And this was a way for their intentions to travel up to the deity or to the God. So when people light candles and when they pray, or when people light candles and, when they say spells or whatever it is they do, the idea is that the smoke travels up to the heavenly realm. The smoke travels up to the heavenlies, and that is how the intention is released into the universe. Now, with a real spell, it might take, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 2 months, 3 months for it to manifest. But in movies, these manifestations happen quickly. I mean, they happen in seconds, right? But that's not usually how magic actually works. And real magic, the universe, or some people would say spirits, or whatever it is you believe in, it needs to be logical. There needs to be a logical avenue for the magic to work through. If you do a manifestation or a spell or a prayer, for God to bless you with money, or for the universe to bless you with money, or for a spirit to bless you with money, or whatever the case may be, if you don't have a job, there really isn't any way for the magic to work. If you don't have an avenue for the magic to work, it won't happen. So, that's kind of the process of how magic works and how these wands work and things like that. It's been 10 minutes already. Maybe I can go for another 20 minutes. But we talked about how do wands work. We talked about the mechanics of magic and things like that. The different types of magic, like I said, one type of magic is word of mouth. So I mean, people do magic every day and they don't know it. When people speak certain things into the atmosphere, when they speak certain things into the universe, when they speak their intentions, you are speaking your intentions out into the universe. And if your belief is powerful enough, then reality will change to that. It's just the fact that magic, because of atheistic scientism and the Enlightenment, people don't think of it as magic, and people's understanding of magic is a bastardized version of magic. People downplay this stuff a lot, and people make fun of this stuff a lot because they really don't understand. This stuff is really esoteric, but they really don't understand what it is they're talking about. They really don't understand how this stuff works. And because these people don't understand how these things work, then, they make fun of it, and they say this can't be true because it doesn't make sense. But it doesn't make sense because your understanding of magic comes from Disney Channel. Your understanding of magic comes directly from Harry Potter with no logic or anything in between. So one type of magic, like I said, is word of mouth, but another type of magic is called imitation magic. Now, what is imitation magic? And before I go any further, if you want to know more about this stuff, go to the link in my profile and get my books. One book that I talk about magic a lot in is Reading the Bible with the Mind of an Ancient Israelite. Reading the Bible with the Mind of an Ancient Israelite. And then my other book where I talk about magic a lot is Weird Things People in the Bible Believed. And I talk about how magic works and how people in the ancient world thought about magic, and whether you believe in magic or not, it's really important just to understand the mindset of how people in the ancient Near East thought about magic. And then you can start to see these principles in the biblical text, and you see these same principles when you watch movies and etc. When you watch Harry Potter, when you watch The Lord of the Rings, when you watch The Hobbit, you can break down in your mind the mechanics. Oh, okay, this is what's going on, and this is why people think that. And it's really fun to look at these movies, and you can kind of deconstruct these movies and deconstruct the mindset and the psychology of this stuff. But all magic is imitation. So in magical practices, people do rituals, and these rituals consist of people imitating their desired outcome. So you guys might have heard of voodoo dolls, and a voodoo doll is supposed to be a replica of a person that you want to bend their will, right? So people might make a voodoo doll of somebody, and they might, we've seen in the movies, they might stab the voodoo doll or whatever case it may be. And when you stab the doll, you stab the person that the doll is supposed to represent. And so that doll is imitating that desired outcome. Well, all magic is imitation. All magic is imitation. When in Harry Potter, I love it when they have those wands and they start to levitate certain things. And like I said, the wand is supposed to be the finger of the deity or the finger of the power. The wand is supposed to be an extension of that person or of that deity's finger or of that person's desire. So in Harry Potter, when they use their wands to levitate things, when they move their wand a certain way, the object that they desire to move moves with the wand. So when they move their wand this way, the object that they're concentrating on moves that way as well. The object that they're moving is imitating the action of their wand. And this is a very old form of magic. It's called imitation magic. And it's described in ancient Canaanite text as like becomes like. Like becomes like. You can read about that in ancient Canaanite texts. And this is the oldest form of magic that people realize or they discovered or whatever. But all magic is imitation. And when people do rituals, all a ritual is when people do magic is that ritual is supposed to mimic the desired outcome that that person wants. And so when you watch Harry Potter or The Lord of the Rings, watch out for whenever people do magic, watch for that magic, or look at how that ritual, look at how it imitates or mimics that desired outcome. Even with Moses, in the Bible, in the book of Exodus, when Moses brings the people to the Red Sea, God says, take the staff in your hand, Moses, and stretch out your hand. And when you stretch out your hand, the Red Sea will open up. And Moses takes the staff in his hand and he stretches out his arms. And when Moses stretches out his arms, the sea stretches out like Moses's arms. The sea imitates Moses's directions. The sea imitates Moses's directions. Like becomes like. The sea became like Moses's stretched out arms according to the staff that was in his hand, because the staff is the power, right, that he's using to do this. So you see imitated magic in the Bible. You see imitated magic in all these other ancient texts. And, whether you want to call it witchcraft or whatever, that's the process of how this stuff works. And you see this in Harry Potter when they're levitating things or they're doing things. And you can see when, they're speaking things into existence, they're manifesting things. All of this is magic. All of this, it's all magic. It's all considered magic. And this is the process of how it works. So I'm not going to go on too more. It's been almost 20 minutes. But if you haven't gotten my books, if you want to learn more about this stuff I've been talking about, and if you want to look into the different source texts about where these certain concepts come from, I'll talk about these things in the source text in my books with citations and bibliographies from other academics in the field who talk about magic and things like that. You can get my books by going to the link in my profile on my YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put the link in the comment section as well. Definitely get the books. I definitely appreciate all the support. Your donations and your money from getting the books, it will definitely help needy children. It'll help mine. It'll help my needy kids. As you can see, I got a house, I got a roof over my head, got bills and stuff I got to pay. Do I write this stuff out of the goodness of my heart? Maybe. But also, bills have to be paid and stuff like that. And if you guys like the information, if you want to support me, get my books and my profile. It'll definitely help me out. And it'll help you out if you want to learn more about this stuff. Like I was saying, the way how people think magic works is based on a European Enlightenment, looking down at it type of way. So when people think about magic, their understanding of magic isn't even a correct understanding of it. So people think magic is exactly what they see in Harry Potter. People think magic is exactly what they see in Aladdin. But that is not how magic actually works. This is a caricature of magic. Real magic doesn't work like that. And there's a process. There is a logical process behind how magical things work. Now, magic is not science. Magic is not a science. It does not always manifest the same way, but it is real. And next, I guess we're going to go into, I'm going to give some stories about magic and, different things that can happen and stuff like that. I am not advocating for people to go out and practice magic and go into voodoo and all this other stuff. I'm not advocating for that. But this is just a video just going more into the Harry Potter series and just breaking down the different things in the series. If you guys got more things from Harry Potter you want me to break down that you want to hear my opinion about, comment below. Comment below what you want me to break down. I guess maybe even if you want me to break down a whole movie, you know, comment below. But these are just my thoughts on the magic behind Harry Potter and its parallel to real magic and magic in the ancient Near East and magic in the Bible. My books are in my profile. I'm gonna get off here. And if you like this video, definitely like. Don't forget to subscribe. But tell me what other Harry Potter movies or what other movies about magic do you want me to break down and give my analysis about? Even though this wasn't the most detailed analysis, but when I get some more time and after you guys tell me exactly what Harry Potter movie you want me to give a breakdown on, and like you have to tell me like what scene you want me to break down, because I'm not going to break down the entire movie, but like what scenes from the movie do you want me to break down? All right, I'm off here, guys. Until next time, good luck and good night. My books are on my profile. Get the books, get the books, get the books. If you want to learn more, do not cheat yourself. And don't forget to subscribe, share this video around. All right, guys, I'm out.